I'm doing an early video because I won't be here in the morning until around 11:30ish. So let's look at ES. Today is February 3rd, 2026, and so yesterday we saw a huge open auction, open drive auction, meaning that as soon as we open we started rallying, and usually when you see that, then the trade is just to go along or go with the flow, right? If we forget about the open, we don't look a tick below the open and then we just keep going. It's just stay long with that with the flow, and we ended up moving more than the expected move. Initially, if I'm not mistaken, right before the open, we had that value area sweep trade, which we took very early. It just happened right, sorry, we were trading below here, and then we swept through value up, and then we continued higher, and then we tested that and tested previous settlement that was here, and then we broke the high from Friday, and then we ended up balancing up here, putting a P-shaped profile, kind of a P-shaped profile because it's a double distribution technically, but it's a P-shaped profile. And then I always take these profiles, measure from the point of control to the end, and see if we can make another extension to the other side. And in this case it gives me 78, so I put the level there because usually those I can use those as reference, especially when we're at all-time highs, that we have no previous references to base our targets on, so these are very useful. I often see a reaction to the tick on those levels, so I keep them on my chart. Now from yesterday's close, we have inventories 99% or 100% long, like it's right to the tick. So usually we get a correction. When that's the case, we're trading above the range from yesterday. So the first thing that we're gonna look for is see if we can fill the gap during RTH and test yesterday's high. Hold on, let me mute this tick strike for a second. So we're gonna look for a gap fill into yesterday's high, and then an attempt to go inside yesterday's value. So inside, accepting inside yesterday's value, which is here at 70.13. It's gonna have me look for shorts and a value area sweep. The first target obviously is the overnight low, point of control, yesterday's settlement. It's all at the same spot at 7,002.5. So it's all together there, and if we get below that, then the next target will be at the value area low from yesterday. At 69.91 and change, 69.92, let's say. Below that, if we break below that, then there's this a little bit of support here at this 88 level. There's a tiny bit of low volume node that we could see a little bit of support here, but if we break this, then 69.80 is the yesterday's half, and it's a high volume node right here, and then we have support here at this low volume area, which has been the key area to watch. Now the 20-day point of control is still down here, 69.40, 69.45, but look at all this volume that we're getting here at 70.12. So it wouldn't surprise me if we either shift the 20-day point of control to here 70.12 or 70.04, or even 78 and 69.80. So either this, it's a candidate. We're trading, we're holding above the weekly pivot. So as long as we stay above it and this support holds, there's a chance that we move the 20-day point of control up here. Obviously, if we get below this, which the market is not pricing for today, but if we get below this area, then targets are at 69.64 and then 69.45, and then from there, then we might see more sellers join the party and then attempt to retest this. We have 3 lows here, but I don't think that's going to be the case for today, given the strong move up, and I don't know if we have too many catalysts today that could trigger that. Now, if we stay above yesterday's high and then we test last week's high, January highs, this is where SPX 7000 is, and that's a big strike usually. Well, I mean, it has been for the last few months, so that's going to be some minor resistance today, and if we break that, then I would expect a little bit of a grind higher into this 70.45 area, which is where the all-time highs for the overnight session were, that we never tested during RTH hours. So I would look for that area, and at that point, either we can continue grinding higher, or we see some trigger that either have us either squeeze higher or move back into this value, into where value is, which is down here at around the 7,000 area. NQ had a very strong day last week, then a very weak day, and now we're going back and attempting to retest this area. So I'm gonna be looking at it in conjunction with ES, see what ES does and see how they move together. But if we come back into value, then 25,880 is the target to the downside, and the 20-day point of control is down here. This is a little messier than ES. I think ES has a cleaner profile for now. But also we have overnight pending highs at 26,348 and a half, and all-time highs up here at 26,636. All right, metals. So metals, after a big drop, record 7 sigma event, 1 in a billion, we are now finding some buyers, and if you see, we had this. I had added this 90-day profile for silver, the pink one, because we took all the 20 days. I just didn't have any more references, and this was the 75 was the high volume area. I said that if we keep dropping, we're gonna get there. But now look at this. This area was a low volume area. We kept selling there, and now we're back into this distribution. So we could see a move back into that 93.50 20-day point of control, which I had been talking about it before. And it looks like right now we're squeezing those shorts, and then we're heading towards that. So resistance for silver on the upside is up here at 97. So watching this distribution and see if we can get back into this 93.50. Gold also big drop, big move now. We are moving back into the upper area where we came from, and like I said yesterday, the 51.20 area is key. It's a big magnet. Remember I said either this to the downside or this to the upside. So Now we tested this, we put some volume, a couple days spent there, or a day and a half, and then now we're looking like like it wants to go back to that 51.20. Above that, then we have still all this. This is pretty poor structure. So once we get above 51.60, we could get a quick move through this area, and then we test that 53.80 area. Well, let's see. Excuse me. And then we have crude, which yesterday it was holding around this 200 moving average. We've had some support here at this low volume node, and today tested below it, and now is moving back above it. So like I said before, 64 is the resistance area to watch. If we take this low, I would look for 60.40. I haven't been trading crude in a while, but below that the target becomes 60.40. Let's see, what do we have today? We have some more earning calls. There's not much news today other than the earnings that reported this morning. There's some Fed speaking that already it's on the way, but not many news today at all. But we have AMD earnings after the close. We have Lilly, Uber tomorrow, and tomorrow we do have a bunch of news in the morning. ADP employment, Treasury QRA, PMI, etc. So tomorrow is going to be we have more news, more reports than today. All right, have a good day. I'll see you later.